everyone, and welcome to the guide for the WJEC higher tier writing paper. This guide, like the reading one I've done, is just designed to give you a really brief overview of what to expect from the writing paper. Check out other videos for more detailed information about how to answer the questions. So I'm just going to start with a reminder of the length of the exam just so you know what to expect. If you have normal time for this paper, that's 1 hour to complete it. If you have 25% extra time, that means you get 1 hour and a quarter. And then if you have the 50% extra time, that's 1.5 hours in total. So then onto the paper itself, I'm just going to start by outlining for you some of the types of text you can expect to be asked to write in the writing paper, and we'll start with reports. So reports are formal text giving information about a subject, and they don't necessarily need to be written in order. And they're usually going to have lots of facts and statistics. Letters are also a really popular choice for coming up in the exam, and these might be formal letters, they might be informal letters. Speeches often come up as well, so expect perhaps to have to write a formal or informal speech. And then articles, so these can be for a newspaper or a magazine, and they should be lively and engaging for your reader. They might be persuasive, they might be informative. And then finally onto leaflets. Don't come up quite so often, but if a leaflet does come up, expect to write a very structured text, include diagrams, pictures, headings, and they could be to inform, persuade, advise. Okay, let's have a look at the questions then. So, this is a typical question paper page. You can see that, like the reading section, there's information in italics at the top. And then, unlike the reading paper, you get 2 questions to answer, not 4. And those questions are worth 20 marks each. And the breakdown of that is 13 marks for the content of your answer, and then 7 marks for sentence structure, punctuation and spelling. Okay, the instructions tell you then to answer both questions, very important, and gives you a reminder about how important it is to check your spelling, punctuation. There's a reminder there as well to think of purpose, audience and format, so PAF, you may have looked at that in class, and then tells you to look at the guide for the amount that you should be writing. So pay attention to that information because it's actually really important. Question 1, you've been asked here to write a lively article for your school or college magazine with the title Keeping Fit and Healthy, and then it tells you there to write about 1 to 2 pages in your answer book. So quite straightforward, but just remember to think about the purpose of what you're being asked to write, the audience, and then the format. Sometimes there's clues in the questions, so look out for those. But fairly straightforward task, and usually on the writing paper the tasks are fairly straightforward. They're always on a topic that you will be able to write something about. And then question 2 is an extract from a letter that you get, and it tells you you've got to write a letter to the newspaper giving your views on the subject, and tells you to write your letter again about 1 to 2 pages in your answer book, but that will vary if you're typing or if you have a scribe potentially. But again, fairly straightforward. If it's a letter, remember you've got to think about whether the letter should be a formal letter or an informal letter. So then finally, guys, my 4 top tips for succeeding in the writing paper. Really take 5 minutes to plan the structure, purpose, audience and form or format of your text. Really, really important that you do that. Number 2, vary the types of sentences that you use, so whether that's simple, complex or compound sentences, it's really important to include a variety. Number 3, use suitable aphorist and other techniques. Make sure you check out the guide for those because I'll be posting separate ones. And then finally, number 4, just remember 7 of those marks are for sentence structure, punctuation and spelling, so it's really important that you check your work. And then just finally, remember you've worked hard for this, so show off the skills you've learnt. It's your chance to really impress the examiner. Okay, that's it from me. Hope you liked the video. Thanks very much for watching.